Hey folks, it's Jim Hansen, America's spokesperson. We're going to do some emergency spin doctoring because General Martin Dempsey went completely off the reservation during his Senate testimony this week. Apparently his remarks got garbled somewhere between the talking points we gave him and the sounds coming out of his mouth. First, let's start with his non-standard pronunciation of the word ISIL.
As long as ISIL enjoys a safe haven in Syria, we will simultaneously pressure ISIL in Syria, because that's simply not how ISIL is organized.
I see what you did there, General, trying to sneak in a connection between ISIL and Islamic. The president has been clear that ISIL is not Islamic. And if we happen to capture any of them, the Korans we give them and the halal food we feed them are no indication that they're Islamic either. Now that was a little sketchy. Let's get to the whopper.
If we reach the point where I believe our advisors should accompany Iraq troops on attacks against specific ISIL targets, I'll recommend that to the president. And if there are threats to the United States, then I, of course, would go back to the president and make a recommendation that may include the use of U.S. military ground forces.
Wow, General. I'm pretty sure that whole no combat mission was right there in big red capital letters, even underlined. I mean, you forced the Secretary of State and the President to be extra clear to clear up any potential confusion.
And President Obama made clear that we will be expanding the military campaign to take on ISIL in Iraq, in Syria, wherever it is found. U.S. ground troops will not be sent into combat in this conflict. I want to be clear. The U.S. troops that have been deployed to Iraq do not and will not have a combat mission.
But I want to be clear. The American forces that have been deployed to Iraq do not and will not have a combat mission.
I'm going to let you people in on a secret. When a general says something like that in his prepared remarks, which have been scrubbed by several hundred staff officers, he's throwing a BS flag on this whole idea of winning a war without combat. Sure, they'll bomb what you tell them to bomb and arm the moderate Syrian rebels, you know, the ones with the milk of human kindness flowing through their veins. But when it's all over, they don't think it's going to accomplish a damn thing, and he wants everybody to know it wasn't their idea. I also like this little jab.
We will begin building a force of vetted, trained, moderate Syrians to take on ISIL in Syria. We will work to ensure that they have a Syrian chain of command and report to a moderate political authority.
General Dempsey and anybody else with an above room temperature IQ knows we can barely find any Syrian moderates, let alone have a clue who they should report to in the political process. I mean, what are we going to do, wave a magic wand and anoint a new generation of humanitarian leaders? If we could pull that off, we should do a world tour. You will be the brave new Russia. You will be the Egyptian Gandhi. You will be the first Palestinians with a clue. What a joke! But President says do it, Dempsey salutes and moves out smartly. One more thing. I'd like to announce that the President will be unable to attend General Dempsey's soon-to-be-scheduled retirement party. He's sending crazy Uncle Joe instead.